Like the end of an old teenage movie where the cast all go home to bed and they lay down in their bedrooms with the stars glowing above. It's like a video game, a 90s video game, a fuzzy memory dying over again. It's like a video game, a 90s video game, a fuzzy memory dying over again. Before they sold the house and moved, you hid more letters inside the walls. You swore you'd never share your secrets, so if only walls could talk. It's like a video game, a 90s video game, a fuzzy memory dying over again. It's like a video game, a 90s video game, a fuzzy memory dying over again. Fuzzy memory dying over and over and over and over and over. Fuzzy memory dying over and over and over and over and over. Remember in the clearing, darling, you dropped your lighter onto the grass. You lit that fire that kept burning brighter, and you ran and you ran and you ran. It's like a video game, a 90s video game, a fuzzy memory dying over again. It's like a video game, a 90s video game, a fuzzy memory dying over again. It's like
doing the whole audio testing, trying to get some new music. Hey, Cedric, Liz, Kamga Traveler, you've been waiting since yesterday. Thank you so much for waiting. I know how impatient I am. I don't feel like, I turn on notifications a lot for like specific streams that I want to watch. So I feel really honored that you've been waiting since all this time. And I'm trying to set up this stuff. In fact, I've done this thing a long time ago. But guess what? I slept in today because I was tired and I felt super lazy, which is the topic we're going to be talking about today anyway. But here we are. I don't like this look. I think it's always been this way. Yes, it's always been this way. So now it looks weird on the screen here. I'm trying to... works. Samash. Look at that. How you guys doing? Good morning. Today's going to be probably I feel like it's going to be a long stream because I have a lot of things on my chest that I want to get out. And also I got new glasses. You probably didn't notice. I know. I've been waiting for someone to notice, for like 2 minutes, but that didn't happen. So I had to just break the news myself.
Monday morning comes too soon. We have to be moved.
Can you guys hear me? Because the last thing that I want to find out here is like, oh, actually, you've been speaking to yourself all this time. Sorry.
But these dreams cannot pay the bills. Good night, my love.
Let me know if you can hear me.
You come and you go. We should stay.
Hello.
And I can't keep my hands closed.
Well, looks like it works.
You go, we should stay. And I can't keep
You're watching from your cell phone. Sweet.
wrote a pretty
Of
song.
course you're watching from your cell phone.
You Listen like you always
Is the music too
do.
loud? I think I found a volume that works, but this playlist is not what I was hoping it was going to be, so I need to change that.
Back to sleep so I
Let me
can
see.
have
Let me explore
another
here.
dream. And
Trying to
I
find a
dreamed of you.
proper playlist.
Good night, my love.
So you could not see that you once hit the glasses.
Wish you'd stay, but you don't.
I know the feeling. I've been going after glasses in my recent video and telling people if you wear glasses and you're not subscribed to this channel, then you're a glassist. And all right, thank you for the feedback, Kamga Traveler. Let me fix that real quick. In fact, let me first of all stop it. I need to find something. I used to have my playlist that I really enjoyed, but for some there it is. Let me see. This should be the one. Please be the one. Be the one for me, C Beams. I might have to switch to my headphones so I can actually monitor the audio volume because right now it's not. Yeah, let me switch. See if I can monitor this audio. Fix that. And let's get on with the live stream. I switched to, yeah, it's still loud. I can actually hear it now. Jesus. That seems a little bit better. I mean, for now, until it picks up. Thank you. It says leave the music alone. I have fixed the music. All right. I have fixed the music now. So now you leave me alone. This should be better. I prefer ambient music because it's in the background. It builds up. And even though the music might be a little louder than the voice, it doesn't really get onto the voice itself. So yeah, I like it. I like ambient, chill pop. I don't like music with lyrics when I'm trying to do videos. Yeah. Hey, Mika7. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the stream. I love these Friday streams because I get to talk to you directly. In a way, I feel like I'm looking forward to the time when we can actually have like, one-on-one conversations and have those chats. But this is what we got now. This is what we have. So we'll manage, We'll do what we can. So glad to have you here. How have you been? How's the week going so far? It's Friday. Do you have any projects you've been working on? Do you have anything you've been doing? Any difficulties so far that you would like to bounce ideas with? Well, I'm happy to share my perspective. And as you know on the channel, I claim to be number one ignorant guy who's trying to learn everything at the same time. So, yeah, we're here today to talk about what if it isn't laziness. I'm feeling particularly interested in this topic recently for me because, hey, did you say it was Alia? Please spell the name again. I do not want to mispronounce your name. I have promised myself that no matter what happens, I will not mispronounce your name. So I'm not even going to try. Please. What's popping is that I need to know you. That you give me I think the name you gave me the last time had an A in it. I just cannot remember what it was. So yeah, let me know so I can do the right pronunciation of your name. We have Christian Cedric in the building, Kamga Traveler, and Liz, who've been helping me out with the music, letting me know the music was loud. I fixed that. And yeah, this is us. Leah. Did I get it? Leah. I know there was an A there somewhere. I thought it was in the beginning. Musical, I heard Leah. I thought of Aliyah for some reason. So, yes? Please tell me yes. Let me write that down so I don't forget. I've written it now. Please tell me I got the right pronunciation. I mean, somebody came in my comment section and was telling me the other day that my pronunciation is terrible. My grammar is terrible because I was laughing at I laughed at the pronunciation of cocoa. Until these days, I just find it funny. All right, Leah, great. Have the pronunciation. I find it funny that anybody would be laughing on Brazil because I personally, I mean, the fact I'm talking about him is that I want to say I don't care, but I do care a little bit. Let's be honest. Everybody wants people to like them, and I'm a human being, so I want people to like me. So when somebody says something that uh, tells me that they don't like me, I'm always trying to justify myself, you know? But what's popping today is we're going to talk about laziness. I have two books with a couple of quotes that I want to bring up to the table, but before we begin with that, I want to find out from you, how do you handle moments when you have to do some work, you have to do something that is important to you, whether it's, work, laundry, whatever, a project, right? And you feel lazy. What do you do? I'm curious to know how you handle it. It's that's going to be cover the subject of this stream today because, I mean, as you write your answers, let me just bring some context. I work a full-time job, so I have to get myself out of bed early in the morning. I usually stay late at night to make videos, to work on projects, to do other things that I want to do. And so I have had to deal with the idea that sometimes I am tired, sometimes I feel like I don't want to do something, and also be able to recognize when it is actually true that I am lazy and when it isn't. So I want to talk about that today, about a couple of ideas that I've gotten from these two books that I recommend. It. There's small books. Like look at this. It's not even a book actually. It's like an essay that was turned into a book. It's like, and then this one that I think every person who makes anything. Oh, did you know the weekend is? Did you know that the weekend is Ethiopian? I did not know. How do you mean, Mika? Like the idea of the weekend, or that this Friday is Ethiopian? Can you please expand on that? I'd like to know more. But the question to everybody who is watching right now is, how do you deal with moments when you don't feel like doing things, but then you have to do them? Or when you don't feel like doing things and then you don't do them? I'm curious. But I'm not a cat. I heard curiosity killed the cat. Let's get the screen away from here now. I used to have headaches when I was wearing my glasses, the previous glasses that I got until I got these ones yesterday. Like, if you're wearing glasses, you know the feeling of getting a new pair and being able to see differently. So my right eye doesn't see as well as my left eye, which means that, man, the weekend. Oh, the weekend. Okay, I see. The weekend. The weekend, not the weekend like Friday, Saturday. I think I'd heard about that. Yes, I had heard about that. Is it like full-fledged Ethiopian, or like his roots in Ethiopia? Which is it? I understand what you meant. That the Weeknd, the singer. Okay, he has this new song that I really like. Let me see if I can find it. I cannot play it on stream because copyright. But I think the title. What is the title of this thing again? Forgotten. Not going to look for it now. I'm too excited to talk to you guys to look for it. I just record myself motivating myself for the future. That is some interesting idea. You know, it's funny that you say that. There's some of my videos on YouTube that I go and watch when I feel. I'll talk about some of these strategies later on in the video. Maybe I will forget because I tend to do that. I want to talk about something and then I'll miss it. Getting this. I cannot find the right volume for this. This is better. No, next song. Out. See, what you just said makes a lot of sense, because sometimes I make videos, like you might have been coming to the channel now and see me do reaction videos, but the videos that I actually personally love making, which I still work on, which take a lot of time, energy, effort, and all those good, human resources. They're mostly essays and videos about, making things and being a creative and all that good stuff. And so for me, there's one particular video that I often go back to and watch. It's actually on if you go to my channel right now, you will see it's like on the front page of the channel, where it's about, what's that video about? Kind of forget my own video. But I was watching that video a couple of days ago when I was feeling particularly not very motivated to do things. And it got me to think about why I'm doing these videos, what my goal is with YouTube, and all this thing. It's called I cannot see it now because we're live, so it's not going to show right now. But it's one of my personal favorite videos. It's not even a wasting my life one that has almost 10,000 views. It's where's this one? I think it's start. Something about starting. Hey, I'll find the video eventually. Trying to find it here while doing this video right now. It's not working out. At least now I can actually see it from here and look at my screen. Can you? I started wearing glasses since I was 13 years old. And my eyes have actually gotten worse because, yeah, that's the nature of the beast. When you have, I guess, eye problems, as we call it in Cameroon, we just generalize it, eye problems, you think that wearing glasses will fix them. I even used to think that having a surgery would fix them, but it seems like my own issue with this eye, for example, I'm never going to see clearly. I mean, except a miracle, except a literal miracle, I am bound for life to not have proper eyesight, which is why I don't like driving a lot, because I have to be very careful when I'm driving. And most people don't get that. But c'est la vie. I cannot find the video, but I will find it because this video is very important to share with you. It's a video about making things, about starting. Maybe I'll share with you eventually. Oh, yeah, let me see. His parents are Ethiopian. He was born in Canada. That is cool. That's dope. Bro, I think finding your true purpose stops laziness. That is interesting, Leah. Very interesting. But how many people actually find their true purpose? Like, how do you know that it's your true purpose? Is it one of those things that you just know? Because I have issues with this, with the idea of, like, you know, if you're passionate about something, you'll find the energy to do it. If it's your purpose, you will have the energy to do it. I'm not discrediting what you said. When you find something that you actually enjoy doing, it's difficult to be lazy. I agree. 100%. It's very difficult to be like, I don't want to do this. But then this is a question I'll throw back at you. Do you think all parents enjoy being parents all the time? Because a lot of time we'll talk about purpose, right? We want to separate, you know, like creative, being a writer, business person, musician. I feel like, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, when people talk about purpose, I think they almost always think about work, about things that you do out of the world, but we don't think about the roles that we play in people's lives. Like, you know, being a parent. Are you excited every single day about being a parent? I know some people are very grateful for it. Like, people are very happy being moms, dads, like they're very excited. But I'm curious now, if some days they don't wake up and be like, who sent me? You know? So I'm just curious if that's a fair point. That's a very fair point, Leah. When I feel less motivated to do something, Liz says, "Hey, Liz, welcome." Liz was my first ever super chat on the chat. By the way, you can if you want to support the channel, you can do that with super chats. And I haven't created memberships. I haven't talked about those yet, but yeah, I haven't created. I've created memberships, but I'm not talking about it yet. Like, let's talk about our laziness. That's part of the laziness process, which is that I do things, and then I don't feel like I should talk about them, and then I talk about them when I'm more comfortable. Let me see what Liz said. When I feel less motivated to do something, I remind myself of the joy that the outcome of the project will bring. Nice. That's what this man calls the future self. It's like the future self, right? Jordan Peterson. I don't know. Does anybody know Jordan Peterson? I'm going to stop this music. I feel like it's just too loud for my own good. Oh, it's the end of the song. But I like the song. Please let me know if the song is distracting at any point and I will stop it. I personally enjoy it, but I don't want this to be, it's not just about me. So if at any point you're like, Kamga, what are you doing? Just stop it. Get some help or something. Liz says, when I feel less motivated to do something, I remind myself of the joy that the outcome of the project will bring. That is a dope idea. That's why I started making goals at the beginning of the year, because I realized that I still have my goals. I have my sticker here that I look at every day. It's like 3 goals. That when I think of giving up or not doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, I ask myself, like, all right, if I don't do it now, what happens? You know? Nice one, Liz. Nice one. It's a nice strategy to work on, to be able to remind yourself of what could be. Like, you picture a better future, you picture a better place where maybe right now you don't have the kind of job that you want, you don't have the kind of money that you want, you don't have the kind of relationship that you want. And so you know that you have to do work now. And the way you stay motivated is by thinking of how things are going to be when you actually do the work. I think that's a really nice way to trick your brain into working. I'm sure there's a scientific explanation to this, but I don't know it. So that question, do all parents enjoy being parents all the time? You're running away. Why are you running away? Why are you running? Why are you running? Oh no, parents do not enjoy parenting every time. That's the way I think. I agree with you, Cedric, Christian Cedric. I think I think it's easy to think that people who are enjoying what they do enjoy it all the time, right? Because personally, I love to write. I love writing. I love to storytelling, and this is something that probably anybody, if you're not watching this stream, unless you're watching a replay, you don't know this. But I haven't written anything that I really enjoy since like April of 2019. Like, it's been almost 2 years. What is it? 19, 2020, 2021. Yeah. It's been almost 2 years that I haven't written anything that I was personally proud of. I feel like I left my heart on stage when I did my last. I read one of my stories for an event in April 2019, Liminal Storytelling. And it's been downhill since that time. And I've tried to actually stop writing. Yeah, this is like confessional time. I've tried to stop writing because I'm like, okay, maybe this is not the thing that I have to do. Maybe it was a phase in my life where I was just, going through this whole writing process thing. It was fun. People knew me as Kamga the writer. That's nice. I've tried to give it up, but I can't. I'm laughing because I've actively tried to convert, like, okay, maybe I should do videos now. Let me write scripts for videos. Let me do reaction. Let me do videos. Videos is my thing. It's just there, just nagging. Just it's still there somewhere. It's not going to let me rest. It's not going to let me give up. And I've come to terms with the fact that as much as I think that I'm lazy about writing, I'm not. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. And I guess that's how parents feel. You may not want to take the child out, whatever it is that parents do. I'm not the parent, so I have no idea. You may not want to do it, but you have to do it. Liz agrees with Christian. Yep. B says, sometimes I shout at myself when nobody is there. All right. You see, I agree with you, Leah. Let me respond to this comment right now. Well, I'm a little bit worried about that, B. I talk to myself. Maybe what do you mean by shout? Because maybe we have a different understanding of shouting. But are you nice to yourself at least? Do you, because I think sometimes you have to look in the mirror and be like, bro, stop it. I agree. Like, you have to be firm, put your foot on the ground and just end it. Like, stop being lazy. Stop being this. Don't stop that nonsense. I agree. I just think that maybe I'm just projecting, because for me, when I get upset with myself, I'm not a very nice person to me. And I'm trying to balance that critic and also motivator, because as much as this, I need to talk to myself about doing the things I need to do, right? I also need to encourage myself, because sometimes it gets very difficult. Honestly, you see this whole YouTube thing on a nearly daily basis. I'm like, what am I even doing? Why am I wasting my time here? In fact, I made a video in 2019. It's still on the channel. I quit YouTube for like 2 months. I had no idea what I was doing. I did not want to do it. I was like, you know what? I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing here. What is this? And I left. And that video led me to meeting with somebody that led to things. And then today we're here talking about laziness. So, B, to come back to what you just said, I talk to myself when nobody's there. In fact, this is a cool thing about wearing masks. I speak to myself now when I'm rehearsing my videos, right? I used to feel, I don't say shy, more like I thought it was weird that I would talk to myself. But now I actually, because my camera is always on here when I want to do things. So, and I have my notes that I'm working on, scripts and things like that. So when I get an idea, I try to just pretend that I'm talking to the camera. And I just talk like I was talking to the camera. And that's how I sometimes prepare for my videos. I just practice like to myself a lot in the mirror in the morning, in my head. Maybe you should give me some lessons on how to get this done, because it feels like you have probably more ideas than I do. Hell no, bruh. What'd you say? Parents are enjoying parenting always. I agree with you 100%. And I think that sometimes we confuse or we tell ourselves that we're lazy when we just really aren't. The two books that I wanted to mention before, I know you have lives and things to do that you want to go through. And so if you pick anything from this stream, there are two books. Let me know if you've read any of them. The first one is going to be Managing Oneself. Come on, focus. Focus, camera. Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Let me take this off so you can see. It's a short book, small book. You can read it in like one afternoon, but the problem with this kind of books is that they pack so much information that you don't want to just rush through it. Like if you see my copy, I have quotes and lines and things that I've put down there to help me understand the book better. That's the first book, Managing Oneself by Peter F. Drucker. And this one, so I'm my personal. I recommend this book to all writers, all creatives, anybody who is making anything. I think if you haven't read this book, you're missing a huge part of your personal transformation journey. It's The War of Art. I think I've mentioned this book a couple of times on my channel. The War of Art, Break Through the Blocks and Win the Inner Creative Battle by Steven Pressfield. So what does these two books have to do with laziness? The first one, Managing Oneself. One of the key things that I learned about this book, there are like 5 key ideas. There are a couple of questions that the author asks that you need to know if you want to perform at your best, because the book is about being able to perform where you're supposed to perform. For example, I think Leo said something earlier about passion. Let me go up there and find. Yes, this one, right? Leah said, I think finding your true purpose stops laziness. Now, what I think about this statement and this book is that sometimes you might find yourself in positions where you're pursuing something without knowing what you were built to pursue. So you might be working very hard, putting in the hours, doing everything, taking all the certifications, but things still don't work out because you don't even know who you are. And I think many people find themselves in positions where they have great opportunities, amazing chances to change the world, to change their lives, to build businesses, make families, all the good stuff. But because they don't know who they are, they don't know how to manage themselves, they fail. So you might actually find your purpose. You might find that this is the thing that I have to do. This is the thing that I need to be doing. But because you don't know who you are well, how you work, questions like, what are your values? How do I learn? How do I perform? So there are a couple of questions that he asks here. What are my strengths? A lot of people focus on trying to build their weaknesses. I'm sure you've seen many people talking about it now. But the way he explained this, let me see. People have tried. So he said in the past, when you had work, you did the same thing that everybody did in the village or in the town. Everybody, left from school or whatever it is, worked in the same factory, probably got retired and got their pension. But now, people have choices. We need to know our strengths in order to know where we belong. So that is the first question in this book. What are my strengths? What are you good at? What is the thing that you can do well? Because you might find something that you're sort of mediocre at. But yeah. He even gives examples on how to find your strengths. I'm not going to talk about the whole book here because it's going to be a waste of your time. But the big idea in this book is really about finding where you fit, how you perform, working with other people, your values, how you learn. Because many people want to do things. It's like, I always take my example because I guess that's the closest example I have to somebody who's trying to do something and needs to figure out how to do it. And there are many really cool tips in this book. Many, many, many. So Jake says, I've been told that I have a strong allergy to rules, thus the orders and even deadlines. But knowing that I always take notes with ideas, I know when my mind is up to work. Right? Right? I'm still learning about my own work method. Like, it's not that I've had to really focus on how do I work best, that I'm seeing so many flaws in my method, my methodology, my organizational skills. I'm just seeing like, all right, if I don't address this, if I don't work in this particular format. For example, and I try to write early in the morning. And I discovered that when I wake up in the morning, I would rather just read instead of writing. And I tried to do it for a long time. It didn't work out. But then when I decided to write in the evening, which is when I am supposed to be tired, actually I'm able to write. I'm preparing a couple of articles now for my April because I haven't written in a while. So I'm like, I'm going to start strong. I'm going to write many drafts so that when April kicks in, I'll not be looking for new ideas. I'll just be editing my stories and publishing them. And I find myself now getting to write and feeling good about myself because I want to write. So yeah, knowing who you are, it's a very powerful thing to battle laziness because sometimes you might not even be lazy. It's just that you don't want to do what you think that you want to do and you don't even know it. Right. So I think that's a huge aspect. It's one here. Responsibility for relationships. Like the book is so small, but it's so well balanced because it doesn't just end up about you and what you want and your passion and your purpose. It's also about working with other people. And how do you like asking questions that help people tell you how best they can work with you, whether as a boss or as a subordinate. And it's a very small book that I think gives you an idea of the kind of questions that you should be looking for, kind of conversation that you should have with coworkers, teammates, so that you can have people work at the best of their abilities. Because sometimes you put people in positions that they just cannot work. Like he gave examples of presidents of the US who were like one was a listener and a reader. And some people who are actually good as subordinates versus bosses. Like knowing where you fit can really put you in a position of strength, and you will hardly ever feel like you're lazy and you don't want to do something because you put yourself in a position where you actually perform at your best. So I think that if you read this book, not just read it. Something I try to do now is not just read it, but actually apply the ideas in there. Ask yourself the questions that are in there. It will give you a great perspective of the kind of career you might want to get into. I'm sure there are many books, there are many tests that would help you define, your personality type and all those good stuff. But this is a good place to start. Managing Oneself by Peter F. Drucker. What did Sadiq say? So yes, it's all about knowing yourself, and that's a big deal. Learn to be the gentleman with you. Know your way to perform and learn. Yes. Yes. I have always wanted to journal. And I've struggled with keeping the journaling habit for years. Like I've started and stopped. I've bought a bunch of diaries and books and all the good stuff. Right? Hey, Fabrice, welcome. Fabrice says hi. Hi. And I didn't pick up the habit until very recently when I bought The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and some guy. And it's a very simple book. You have one prompt. It's not even a prompt. It's more like one reflection a day. And reading this reflection actually allowed me to be able to think a little bit more clearly and give myself the permission to just reflect. Like I've been trying to journal. I've journaled for like 2 weeks straight and then stopped. Something happens. And until I found out that I need a personal prompt or something to chew on that can allow me to write better, I did not know that I could even do that. So yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's the purpose of this book. If you can find this book and read it, I 100% think that's going to really give you a perspective. Oh, learn to be gentle with yourself. Know your way to perform and learn. Yeah, it's so. I'm not to say it's easy to say. I mean, for me, for example, I have very high expectations of myself. I'm very ambitious, or at least I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm very ambitious, and I like to do things in a particular way. So I'm almost always in conflict with the way people want things to be done. Just like you, you talk about rules, right? I'm in conflict with the way people want things to be done and the way I want to do the things. And as much as I love to go against the grain, gravity is gravity, right? It's like making money. You might want to make money however you want to make money. But bottom line is, if you don't create value, you don't make money. I mean, you might steal, you might sell your soul. There are other ways, it's still value. Your soul is valuable to whoever you're selling it to. But bottom line is, if you don't create value, you don't make money. So whether you think about it, whether you like it or you don't like it, it is what it is. And so sometimes you have to come to terms with that. Come to terms with who you are. Come to terms with the way you learn. And in the book, he talks about two types of learners: readers and listeners. And knowing the kind of learner that you are can be a key component to how you grow as a person, as a leader, as a performer, as a creative, whatever it is. Because there are people who can listen to a conversation and talk with somebody and then learn. Other people need to take down notes. Other people need to read books. What I've noticed, for example, is that I'm a visual learner. So if we're having a conversation, I might pick up a few things, right? I might pick up things. But if I don't make notes and put those things down somewhere, if I don't read the conversation, I will forget, because I see in my mind, I see the text. I don't have a photographic memory. I wish I did. But I may not remember the sentences that were made in the conversation, but I can still picture the image. So when I read books and I notate like this, I'm much more likely to remember what the book was about, what happened in there, by notating it, than to listen to audiobooks. So as much as I love audiobooks, which I listen to as much as I can, I listen to podcasts and audiobooks, but I don't listen to audiobooks to learn how to read or to learn from a book. It doesn't, and I had to come to terms with that. It was just something that I thought, oh no, I'm very smart, I like this, but I'm not very good with listening. So yeah. Fabrice Ojon, welcome. I said Ojon like a real francophone. Monsieur Fabrice, what's up? What are you up to? Where are you watching from? What are your thoughts on laziness? We're talking today about what if it isn't laziness. And the first argument that I'm making is, what if you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing? What if you're not managing yourself well? What if you're picking the wrong time to do the job? What if you're working on your weakness instead of your strength? What if it isn't laziness? Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you're just working on things that you should not be working on. Leah says, and also being inquisitive and stop procrastinating really reduces laziness. And as you said, knowing one's strength and to learn is the vital key. Yes. Inquisitivity, curiosity. I am embracing a lot of that, because I think we were born this way. I mean, look at children. Children are always like, what is this? What is that? Oh, I burned my hand. Why is it hot? What is this electricity thing? Right? What is this? And I feel like when we get older, we get afraid to ask questions. In Cameroon, when I was born and raised, until when I moved to the US 2-3 years ago almost. As a child, you're not allowed to ask questions. I don't know if it's an African thing. Please let me know, Leah. Let me know if it's the same thing in Ethiopia and other countries. What do you think? But children is like we're hammered. That curiosity is beaten out of you by the time you get to a certain age, and then you suddenly don't feel like asking questions anymore, because people tell you, like, don't ask questions. Stop asking questions. Why are you asking questions? You're asking too many questions. And what Leah just said here about also being inquisitive and stop procrastination can really reduce laziness. I agree, because the more you ask questions, the more you open yourself to the opportunity to learn. And for me, when I make some of these reaction videos, right, when I write some articles, and I see how much I don't know and how I have to research and read and find out, I learn much. But the more I learn, I know this is cliche, but the more I learn, the more I find out that I don't know. Because you just see the vast expanse of knowledge in the world, and you're like, Jesus, I will never know this. And you have to come to terms with the fact that you will never know everything. And so, yeah. And like Liz said something earlier about procrastination, because if you consider the fact that your future self will not benefit from the things that you're doing now, it can push you to want to do work now. Like starting a YouTube channel, right? Everybody starts a YouTube channel with 0 followers, 0 subscribers. But it takes somebody who can picture a world where that number is not the same, that actually goes through that. You need to have faith. I think procrastination has to do with faith. We procrastinate out of, I don't know what. I'm sure there's some scientific explanation, but There's a video that I watched a long time ago from Tim Urban, who is the author of Wait But Why. It's an amazing blog that does a lot of. He talks about contemporary things using statistics and data and makes it very, very fun. And he did a TED talk about the monkey. Was it the monkey brain? Or was why we procrastinate? I've forgotten. If anybody has watched it, please let me know down in the comment section. The name is Tim Urban, TIMURBAN. And the name of the blog is Wait But Why. That's a blog. And the TED talk was about laziness, about how when he has deadlines, he pushes it to the end and then he does it eventually in like a very short period. And so when you mentioned procrastination, I thought about that because it's like, to stop procrastination, we need to be aware of how it works. I think many of us don't even know how we procrastinate, how we push things away. We just flow, and then we are surprised that we haven't done the things that we had to do. Right? So yeah. When you know your strengths and you act from a place of strength, or you know your weaknesses and you collaborate with people, because the thing about weaknesses, I think we don't make use of our weaknesses. Let me put it this way. I'm getting excited. I have a good idea. Say you're not very good at editing, and you know somebody who is good at editing. There are two ways you could handle it. Oh, actually, more than two ways. You could be very jealous of this person and I wish I could edit like you. I'm so envious of your editing abilities. I almost hate you for being that, good. Two, you could learn how to edit. You could ask the person to teach you how to edit. You could ask the person to hey, can you show me how you do this thing? You could, to work on your weaknesses. Or three, you could collaborate with them and have them leverage their strength for your weakness. And I think we get stuck at the first two, where we are upset about the fact that they are good at something and that we are not. And then the second one is we try to learn, we try to improve our weaknesses, which it's possible that you may have the talent to be a good editor. It's very possible, 100%. You don't have to be an amazing editor to do YouTube, for example. It's just, cutting and all that. It's very simple stuff. But then now, I think the third part is where we can actually not just improve as human beings, but also as people, as creatures of God, I guess, working with each other, letting other people do the things that they are good at, blessing us with their skills, and then we bless them with, appreciation and money. So I'm just thinking that knowing your weakness can actually be a strength. Hey, look at that. I like what I just said. Knowing your weakness can be a strength. People feel bad for their weaknesses. They feel bad for what they cannot do. Whereas that self-awareness can actually put you in a position where somebody brings a job to you, you can honestly and completely say, hey, listen, Kevin, listen, James, listen, Leah, I know you came to me for this job, but I know somebody who's actually better at this than I am, right? And you refer them. And you connect two people who may not have known each other without you. And now you didn't do the job, but then two people are grateful because you brought a job for somebody else to do, and you're able to expose somebody to another person that they may eventually build a relationship with. So I'm thinking, not being good at everything might actually be a good thing. P says maybe you sleep at 3 a.m. to go to work at 7 p.m. That's possible. I'm just thinking of the scientific repercussions to your body because I know that the night was meant to sleep. Like I sleep very late. Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't. I try to sleep as much as I can because for one very specific reason. I don't want to fall sick because I push myself to the limit. Because if I fall sick, I don't do my day job. I don't get money to pay my rent. I don't do my YouTube. I don't get to build my future. So for me, sleep is very important as a productivity hack because the last thing that I want is to feel sick. And so I would rather sleep too much than not sleep enough. Like this morning, I woke up at 9 o'clock. This stream was supposed to be at 9:30. And I slept in. I mean, I got up before my alarm clock, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to just relax today because I deserve it. I don't even know why I deserved it. But yesterday I did some work. So I was like, I deserve to rest today. All right. So you get to sleep. I reward myself with sleep. Who does that? But yeah, there are days when I wake up very early and I sleep very late. And I guess with this, with what you just said right now, right? It's about knowing yourself because it's got me thinking. There's a school of thoughts I have a couple of conflicting ideas. And so my brain is freezing right now because I'm thinking of a couple of things at the same time. There's a part that, you have to work hard on your dreams. I personally believe that you should work very hard on the things that you want to see in the world. Like you have to work hard. Like I no longer believe that things just happen because you're blessed. Even if you're blessed and lucky, you have to work hard on the skills and the blessings that God has given you. You need to do your own part. So when you say what you just said, like sleeping at 3 a.m. and waking up at 7 a.m., I'm thinking of the diurnal system, the body, and how the body needs to rest. And so I'm wondering if you can actually get the same amount of rest, the same quality of rest, if you sleep in the morning and work at night. Because I'm sure there's research that shows that people who work at night shift people have issues with something. I think it's a hormone. I forgot what it is, but I just stand by the fact that it's important to sleep at night. But there are moments when you might have to sacrifice sleep to get things done. I believe that you have to do that. Maybe you're preparing for an exam. Maybe you're trying to build a business. Maybe you're a parent. Like how do parents handle it? Kids who wake up every 2 hours. I'm sure they don't even sleep. So yeah. Got a good point there, Leah. Yes, Leah mentioned this point right here. While being inquisitive, stop procrastinating, reduce laziness, and as you said, knowing your strength and to learn is vital key. So yeah. Cedric says that reminds me that because Cedric, I keep saying Cedric, I don't know why. That reminds me that I used to ask a lot of questions. I noticed how bored my relatives were. I slowly started stopping asking questions. At the same time, I started procrastinating. So I decided, I think the second part of the conversation didn't show up. Yeah. Let me know what you decided, Kisan Cedric. I have been blessed to have parents who indulge in a way, not completely. Like my mom she has a very short fuse, so she can allow you a couple of questions per day, actually per month. But after a while, she's like, I don't want to do it. Then go and see your father. So, and as I've gotten older, I've gotten to a place where now there's the internet, right? The internet, you can find things on the internet. And I think that's why I love books. There are two main reasons why I love books. First, I'm not good at making friends, so books work for me. Second, a book doesn't judge me. I see a book titled Managing Oneself. What is this? I open it and I read. Et voila. Like when you ask questions to human beings will probably ask you, like, why are you asking this question? Who are you? What do you want to do with this information and all that stuff? But books don't care. I know I'm talking about books as if books are living things, but if you think about it, they are. They contain people's stories, their heartfelt, their sweat, their blood, their experiences. This book contains this man's life. And there are millions of books. And so that's why I love to read. And the more I read, the more I love to read, because I realize that you can always get an answer to a question if you're willing to ask the internet, find a book, talk to somebody. I don't replace people. I love people sometimes. But when you have a book, the book is there 24/7, middle of the night. You can just open it and read it. So yeah. Les says, knowing your weakness can actually be a strength. Boom. Yes, that's what I thought as well. Knowing your weakness can allow you to connect people who should be connected and not take on work that you're not going to perform well with. I have made this mistake far too many times where I agree to projects that I know I'm not suited for, and I end up not doing it to the best of my abilities or rushing through it. And it might come out as a mediocre, like an okay job. But then I know that if I had actually been honest with myself, I should not have agreed to do this job. But it's always in hindsight. Right? Oh yeah, Cedric completed his sentence. Let me read all through then. That reminds me that I used to ask a lot of questions. I noticed how bored my relatives were. I slowly started stopping asking questions. At the same time, I started procrastinating. So I decided later to change the way to reach information that I needed through my key resources, relatives. It helped me to be aware on the importance of body language and communicate more effectively. Dude, I'm still learning how to communicate effectively. In fact, just a couple of days ago, I had an argument with someone and I still reflect on what I could have done differently to that. I was like, what did I miss? Like, what did I miss in this situation that did never understand that I was not coming from a place of malice or hate or disapproval, but I was just sharing my perspective because I People who know me personally may find out that a lot of the way that I speak, although it comes off, and I can see how it comes off as arrogant. Like when I watch myself, sometimes I'm like, who does this guy think he is? But then when I know where that thing's coming from, I understand. I'm just curious. This is the way I speak to my siblings, to my mom, to my dad, to my friends. This is it. Like this is it. I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm not trying to pretend to be more intelligent than I am. This is it. But some people just don't get it. And I used to feel bad for it. And to be honest, I still feel it to be bad for it. But then this is a key thing. Like, would you change yourself to fit people because they cannot accommodate who you are? I mean, there are certain lines, certain values, certain things that as a human being you need to address. Like, if you like being naked, you don't just walk around naked on the streets because that's who you are. That's just stupid and disrespectful. But I guess it's finding that line between being yourself and being too accommodating to other people. Because I feel like if people are given the opportunity, they'll change everybody around them to make them in their own image. I mean, I do it all the time. When I'm speaking to my siblings, to my brother, I'm trying to fix them, tell them what to do, how to do it, what to believe in, what to pursue. Like, I don't know if it's a human thing or an African thing where we think that people who are younger than us need to listen to us because we know. Nah. I don't think that's the case. I think sometimes younger people, less experienced people, can teach more experienced people things. What do you think? Leah says the reason for procrastination is laziness. Ain't no other reason. And yeah, my parents don't like it when I'm asking questions. Even when I call them from here, they would act deaf. Oh man. There is Gary Vaynerchuk who I watch. I got so obsessed with Gary V in 2016. Like I was very, very obsessed. And then now it's tapered off where I go and just check his videos once in a while. And he made a video once talking about procrastination, about the fact that sometimes you procrastinate on things because you don't want to do them. It's not that you're lazy, you just don't want to do them. And you don't want to accept that you don't want to do them. So you keep trying and you keep failing. So that's what I've been thinking about procrastination, about the fact that you might not really want to do something, but you feel forced to do it. And then you just keep pushing it instead of looking at, okay, should I really do this thing or not? Anyway, Leah, what you said about calling your parents that will act deaf, I can totally relate. Even now, my father sometimes says like, stop philosophizing things. Like things, just stop it. Stop. Because I like talking about ideas. It's something that if we get really close, you realize that I'm very curious about the most stupid things. And I like to talk about things that are not very concrete, that are not very black and white. Like this is the way it's done. I'm always like, okay, why is this thing like this? And I'm not actually looking for you to answer it. I want you to just bounce ideas and see what we can come up with as a conclusion. And people don't get it because they think that I'm trying to show that I'm too intelligent. I mean, technically, I am intelligent to an extent, but I also know that I'm very dumb. And so the fact I'm asking the question is just to, discover that. People just, I don't know. Of course, I read a lot of books, Christian Sedic says, but you know how it is sometimes. Experiences are different according to your environment. So my relatives were on the grill again, but this time I don't roast. I don't know if I was lucky or unlucky that I grew up mostly with my parents. I'm not particularly close to my uncles and aunts. I'm closer to my cousins, some of my cousins. And so I've had the opportunity to be in that space where I had to figure things out myself. I think that's why I fell into books, because I didn't have many of the questions answered. I didn't have many of my issues dealt with. So I was forced to find answers and discuss things. So yeah, it's not easy to grow up in Cameroon. And I think in many African continents, many African countries, children, that curiosity, that willingness to learn gets stamped out very early. And yeah. Oh, the second book. I haven't talked about the second book yet. We're getting to the 1 hour mark. Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video and share it with someone. And maybe you haven't subscribed as well. If you're watching the replay, subscribe to the channel. Looking forward to getting that 100K in the future. You see, I'm not procrastinating. I'm working on it. This is the second book. This book, I've recommended this book to everybody who's a writer that I know. It's The War of Art. Chapters are very short. This is one chapter. Let me show you one chapter. Resistance and unhappiness. You cannot see clearly because of the color of the screen. Maybe I should read. Let me know. Do you want me to read a chapter of this? I actually want to read a chapter, but then I don't know how it's going to sound with the copyright and everything. Let me know if you're watching this. Would you like me to read a specific chapter? Let's see here. What can I use to get you to find this book? Who has read this book, by the way? Have you read the book? Have you come in contact with this author? He's written a couple of books for creators. Do the Work, Turning Pro, Nobody Wants to Read Your Shit. Yeah, a couple of books on creativity and writing. There's a secret that real writers know that wannabe writers don't. And the secret is this. It's not the writing part that's hard. What's hard is sitting down to write. What keeps us from sitting down is resistance. If there's one concept that I want to share with you in this live stream today before it ends in a couple of minutes, is the concept of resistance that is in this book. Once you understand what resistance is, it's like you unlock a door to a world that you never knew existed. Like procrastination, laziness, family talking against your projects, sickness, you feeling tired to work. All those things just start making sense. It starts making sense when you understand what resistance is. Resistance is the most toxic force on the planet. It's the root of more unhappiness than poverty, disease, and erectile dysfunction. That's how bad resistance is. Oh, man. If tomorrow morning, by some stroke of magic, every dazed and benighted soul woke up with the power to take the first step towards pursuing his or her dreams, every shrink in the directory will be out of business. Book 1, Defining the Enemy. Yeah, I think if I'm going to read anything, it's going to be this first part, Resistance Greatest Hits. The following is a list in no particular order of the activities that most commonly elicit resistance. There are 11 of them. Yeah. So the first is the pursuit of any calling in writing, painting, music, film, dance, or any creative art, however marginal or unconventional. So this is the list of the things that bring out resistance in you, which we're going to define resistance in a bit. I think we've already defined resistance. I just missed it. Nope, not yet. I just started with that. Number 2, the launching of any entrepreneurial the launching of any entrepreneurial venture or enterprise for profit or otherwise. 3, any diet or health regimen. 4, any program of spiritual advancement. 5, any activity whose aim is tighter abdominals, abs. 6, any course or program designed to overcome an unwholesome habit or addiction. 7, education of any kind, of every kind. 8, any act of political, moral, or ethical courage, including the decision to change for the better some unworthy pattern of thought or conduct in ourselves. 9, the undertaking of any enterprise or endeavor whose aim is to help others. 10, any act that entails commitment of the heart, the decision to get married, to have a child, to weather a rocky patch in a relationship. 11, the taking of any principled stand in the face of adversity. Now he ends this particular chapter with a quote. He says, in other words, any act that rejects immediate gratification in favor of long-term growth, health, or integrity. Or expressed another way, any act that derives from our higher nature instead of our lower, any of these would elicit resistance. Now, what are the characteristics of resistance? See, I have, I guess, one favorite book, which is The Alchemist, that I read every single year. But this book is very close to the second that I read now, every now and often, when I feel that urge to not make things, when I'm feeling lazy, I'm feeling like I'm missing the point of my purpose, my journey, and my dreams, and all that good stuff. This book sort of grounds me or gives me that cold shower slap in the face of, bro, you're fighting against a very powerful force here. You need to be careful. People call it the devil. People call it, I'm not saying that, let me correct myself. I'm not saying that the devil is resistance. No, what I'm saying is people can say it was ill luck, I was tired, it's just sickness. Resistance comes in various forms. This whole book teaches you. Book 1 is about describing the enemy. Book 2 is about turning pro, I think, and then book 3 he gives you the tools to overcome it. So the 2 books that we talked about today on how to fight or at least acknowledge laziness and address it properly. Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. It's an essay that was done by Harvard Business Review. So I think it's a speech that he gave that was transformed into this book. So it's pretty neat. And then The Art of War by Stephen Pressfield. This is a book. So yeah, I'm trying to recommend fewer books these days because I realize that sometimes you need particular books to address particular issues. And so I'm trying to categorize the books that I recommend because I feel that we don't want to just pour out all this information and get people confused. I personally get confused when you throw me all these things to my face. I'm like, why didn't you just let me be, or at least tell me something that makes sense that can help me, not just pour things in my face, right? So yeah, that was it for today's stream. Do you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything you'd like to mention, to come up with? I am more than happy to address them I guess they were following part of the, and this is our relationship of the stream. Yeah. Always having a good time just bouncing ideas and talking with you here. Leah, Christian Cedric, Kamga Traveler, B. Thank you for your feedback and your pointers. I like this music. I need to use this. Have I used this song in a video? I feel like I have. Auto no Prism variant. Where's this playing? Oh, there it is. Yes, I knew I'd used it in the video. It shows that I've used it before. I love it. Wait, is it me or is the stream disconnected? Nope, it's just me. It's all good. It's all good. Mika, thank you so much for showing up to the stream. I appreciate that you took your time to be here and you let me know about the weekend. The weekend is Ethiopian, born in Canada. So that was awesome. Three gave us some ideas on how to deal with procrastination, how he deals with procrastination. Yes. And Journey with Liz was here as well to talk about how she handles self-motivation. And we had Leah. Finally got your name right. Or at least your other name. And Christian Cedric, who hung out with us for most of the conversation, sharing his experience with being born and raised in Cameroon like myself, having to deal with relatives who would rather not deal with inquisitive children. Fabrice came and said hi and disappeared. I don't know, Fabrice, what's up with you? What happened? What happened? Liz came here. Oh, Leah asked, what music are you listening to? So on YouTube, right, I'm only allowed to use particular kinds of music. Let me share my screen here with you so you can see. So this is the platform that I use. It's called MusicBed. So I pay a subscription fee, a yearly fee to be able to use their music. It's not copyright free music, so they have the licenses. So I guess I'm paying a temporary license to use the music. So what I do now is that for my streams, I play this on this tab and I share it so that I can play in the background. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I cannot use like my own kind of music or like Teddy Afro because I don't have the rights to the song. So I cannot play the song. So yeah, this is the music I'm playing. I just took a playlist. It's called Ambient Atmospheric Soundscapes, both ethereal and placid to underscore the most delicate moments. So I'm sure there's a whole science on how to pick music because I discovered that for me, I just have a natural, intuitive love for, like, I easily associate music to a particular emotion. When I'm making my videos, I try to find, it's like, I don't know how to find a song. I just know that when I find a song that works for a particular moment, it works. I don't know if that makes sense. Like this one right now, if I was making a video, what I'm hearing is like, like somebody driving, maybe thinking of a breakup scene, like just on the road, just going and then just reminiscing of good times. Right? That's like music brings particular emotions to my mind. That's the way that's why I used to love working at Hey, Katie's here. Hello. Welcome. I'm about to end the stream actually. I've been here and I know I have some people watching, but I love the interaction. So if you have any questions, you have any concerns, anything you want to talk about, I'm more than happy to keep going because I love hanging out with you. So we're talking about laziness today. I mentioned 2 books. Managing Oneself. Let me put on my screen again so you can see. Managing Oneself by Peter. Come on. Autofocus. Oh no. You do it. It is. By Peter F. Drucker and then War of Art. Eh. So yeah. And yeah, so Leah asked what kind of music I was listening to, and I shared my screen here to show. And now my autofocus has decided to focus on my background. I love cameras. But yeah. Leah says, Teddy Afro, I even listened to him here in LA. Nice. But I'm more into drills. What are drills? Is that a type of music? When I heard drills, I thought of like army drills, workout drills. Like what do you mean by drills? Now I'm curious to know what drills are. Hey Katie, what's up? I saw you uploaded a video yesterday, 2 days ago. Not sure. I have to use this song. Whenever I listen to this song, I'm like, I need to use this music because this actually works with the mood. And it reminds me of a movie that I used to love a lot. Definitely Maybe with Ryan Reynolds, Isla Fisher, and Abigail Breslin. When Abigail Breslin was still a little kid. She was so cute. Now she's grown up. I don't like her anymore. Hey, I'm just kidding, by the way. But yeah. Music like this inspires me to want to write poetry. I'm getting goosebumps. I probably need to start writing again. Katie says, yesterday I uploaded a long video about a woman who got out of a spiritually and physically abusive marriage. Whoa, that seems heavy. Dang. Yeah, that's heavy. That is heavy. I'll surely have to put that on my to watch list. Yeah. It was 1 hour long, right? I think I saw the thumbnail. There was like a blue butterfly in the middle of both your faces. I think I saw that thumbnail yesterday when you uploaded. Heavy but hopeful. Yeah. I try to end all my videos now with the whole with a reminder to everybody who's watching that once there's life, there's hope, because it's world is not fair. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate for. You get I don't believe in that idea that, fairness, that you get what you work for. And sometimes you get what you don't deserve. And so dealing with, a spiritually and physically abusive marriage and being alive to tell the story and to rise from that is powerful. That is really powerful. I would have to watch the video to hear her story. Yeah. It's been a whole hour here as well. And I'm already even the music is putting me in the mood to just end and just spend my day preparing for the week, for the month, actually. I'll be getting back to writing next month. I'm tired of procrastinating. I'm tired of feeling lazy. I'm tired of just complaining about anything. So when I catch myself complaining, I just start doing the work. Probably sounds easy, right? Probably sounds easy, but it's not. Leah says, okay, you talk about drill music. Kind of rap beat, but very great. Okay, let me make it in a way that you can understand. Drill beats. Okay, I would have to find those and listen to them. Hey, if you can share a link, I'll be able to click, but don't worry. Now I know drill beats, so I'll look for it. So don't worry about sharing it. I'll look for it and listen and see what. Wait, what if we have some here? Can Music Bed have it? Let me see if Music Bed has drill beats. I doubt very much, but we will see. Stream is now ending. Prepare myself to leave. Eat a banana. Do some cleanup. Watch Therapy. Therapy is supposed to be out today. I've been searching the movie all night on Netflix and I could not find it. So I don't know maybe it's not available in the US. I tried to use my VPN to change location and find it. Couldn't find it still. I don't know. I'm upset about that. This movie, I've been looking forward to this movie. I haven't made a trailer reaction to it. Okay. I don't see drill bits in Music Bed, so I'll just have to find it elsewhere. Yeah. Yes, we get what we work for, so we should just put more commitment not to mess up. Yeah. And the sad thing about this, Leah, is that you can actually work very hard on something and it still doesn't work out. I think we spend a lot of time picturing a future where things are perfect and they are great. We don't spend a lot of time picturing a future where it's worse than what it is right now. And I think that's a part of growth that we miss. We only picture a better future. I don't know why we do that. We only picture a future where everything works out. We are healthy. We are rich. We are fit. We have 12 children, if that's what you want. But we never picture a future where we're in the hospital, we are unconscious, and things aren't working out. And I think the reason why we get hit like with very strong emotions when things happen in the present is because we only pictured a good future. We only pictured a good future. We never pictured a bad future. What did Liz say? I checked. I don't have it yet. What don't you have yet, Liz? Let me know what you don't have. You mean a sense of humor? Because that would actually be funny. If what you just it'd be a little bit funny for those who get it, but no. Hey, Favor, you're coming towards the end of the stream, but you know what? This is what I said earlier. If you're watching, I said if you have any questions, we talked about laziness. I'm done with my spiel. I want to talk about these two books that I think will be very helpful for anybody who's dealing with laziness, procrastination, and all that good stuff. So this is The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. If you're trying to create something, make something, it's difficult. Read this book. You teach you about resistance. You teach you about an idea, that a concept that will get you to realize that all these feelings that you're getting about this project that you want to make, very natural, very real, and there's a way around it. So, the War of Art. And this one is about managing yourself by. Leave my face. Take the picture. Managing one. Wow. I need to get a new camera. Anyway. So yeah, managing oneself by Peter F. Drucker. This is a small book that can help you really get that thing. And 1 hour went too fast. I know, but I'm still here. What do you want to talk about? For me, the Friday streams are really my goal with the Friday streams, apart from listening to the sound of my voice and talking about my taste in music, is to connect with you. Like, if you actually want to join this live stream right now, I'm more than happy to send a link. You click and we have a chat. That's, yeah. In fact, let me do it right away. I'm copying this link. I mean, you don't have to. I keep saying that. You don't have to. But if you want to join this conversation and just chat with me, I am more than happy to talk with you. There you go. So that's the link. Once you click, you can hop in. We can chat for a bit, and I can eat my banana. Oh, Liz says more about your membership. You mean the membership on the channel on YouTube or the Patreon? I have to be honest with you. I still feel April. I've given myself a deadline of April to do a bunch of things that I've been pushing. Like, oh, let me just push these things and just not deal with them right now. Let me just not deal with them. So for April, I have a ton of things coming up. Oh, channel memberships. Do you see the join button? There is a join. You should have the join button. If you're in Canada, right? I think. I mean, I've watched some of your videos. Yes, I spy on my. Katie's here. I spy on my. Let me add Katie to the stream. So I muted you because there's a loud sound. Is there somebody like clearing grass outside or something? Are you serious? No, I cannot hear you now. Yeah. Can you say something?
I can say something.
Good. I can hear you now. Yes. I think it was probably the connect. Let me turn my screen here. So I have this thing where on using, what am I using? I'm using, now it looks like we're talking to each other. Yes. Oh, Liz says she's in France. I was about to say what's the difference. But
I've been to France. Je parle un petit peu de français.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the French stream. Yeah.
That's all my French. It's all Swedish nowadays.
Let me stop this music because it will sound like we're making a movie soundtrack. Katie, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I got a free coaching call. There's a lot of life coaches out there that are willing to give you free 1 hour talks to see if you would be a good fit. And I don't have the money to pursue that. But what I got from her in that hour was so motivating. That was it's changing my feeling about my channel. And you too, you were a part of it too. When you said you should look at your channel like you have 1 million subscribers.
I think, yeah.
What you said and what she said about how our thinking can hold us back. We can think about something and we have this reservation in our brains, and then that makes us just not do the job as well, because we're just well, the algorithm's not going to pick up my video. Don't care anyway. Whoa.
I mean, I think I spend a lot of time in my head, and I've had the chance over life. We have somebody else joining. Favor is here. Well, Doris is the name. Let me add her right into the stream right away.
Okay.
Welcome to the stream.
Okay, I need to turn my camera on. Hello.
Hey. I'm looking at my screen. This is fun. I like this. I
Yeah,
don't. I don't think
restream
it was.
is fun when you
Yeah,
connect like this.
I agree. Have
Okay,
fun,
guys, we're
Amasa.
gonna go have food now. Who is that? This is
Doris, what's
Kamga.
up?
These are my
Hey,
kids.
hi.
My
Hi.
life right now. Just take a look. My life right now.
Say hi,
Come here. The other one ran away.
mommy.
Hey. What are you guys up to?
But mommy, say we're. Oh, we have to turn the cartoons off. Sorry. Okay, say bye bye. We're gonna have dinner now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
What did she say?
She said we is going to eat dinner now.
Okay. Bon appetit. Very nice.
I'm
Doris.
That's the right talking your mom.
looking
Yeah.
forward to chatting with you guys again another time, but I need to go now.
Yes.
All right, Kati. Bye.
Bye, Katie. Thanks for hopping in.
So what's up now, bro?
Masa, I'm here. I'm ending the stream. I was talking the whole morning about this whole books. Books, you know my life now. Just books
I
and
know.
finding
Book you there.
finding ways to survive this world because it's not easy. What are you up
I
to?
know. I was just taking a break. I wanted to look for the Cameroonian movie on Netflix, Therapy.
How can I find it?
Myself, I can't find it. So I was about to text Emma to tell me, is it Cameroon Netflix that he saw it on because he shared something like that on his status.
Yeah. The one
So
of
I
the
wanted to ask him.
one of the directors of the movie sent me the link with like a screenshot of the thing, like where you can just press play and watch. I tried to find it here and I could not find it. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that makes us because I have been searching on the TV. I wanted to take an hour break and just relax, but the movie is not there.
Me too. I want to watch the movie. I want to watch the movie and do a review because I did a trailer reaction on my channel. I'm like, I've not done a movie
Yeah,
review in forever. So I'm looking forward to doing that. How's your channel coming
and
up?
your reviews are really good.
Thank you. I
You're
feel
not
like
a review man.
I feel like they're just I see if you knew like I think it was Liz who talked something earlier about looking at your future self. When I look at myself now, I'm like I'm nowhere close to where I need to be. It's just sad. I'm not even 2%. Like I'm still at the very early stages. So yeah, you look great by the
But
way.
you never could have imagined that you'd be doing review on YouTube. Right? Because I remember when you started.
You mean reactions or reviews?
Reaction, sorry,
Yeah.
reaction videos.
Me too. Me neither. I never thought I never thought that I could be doing that. Let me see what Leah just said here. I don't want to forget the Leah said, "Yeah,
The
bro.
comment section.
Yeah, but it's better to see the better picture than thinking of failure and not ending in a great position. Putting work, even never giving up, and also staying motivated is vital." I agree. I think it's a balance. I feel like I guess Leah was talking about when I was talking about when we think only of the good, the positives. I like that balance. I'm trying to be more. I'm very optimistic, at least the way I see things, but I'm trying to be also realistic. Like it's like YouTube, right? I mean, you're a YouTuber. You know how it's like. You want to have this. You want to have 1 million subscribers. Everybody does. But then the reality is that it takes work, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, and you have to do what you have to do. So some days, like now, my subscriber rate is dropping very steadily. I'm like, all right, if I don't do something this coming week or this April, my growth is going to be stagnant, and it is what it is.
But bro, there is also something about building the kind of people that you really want to attract, because I feel like for your channel now, like with this reaction, that's maybe not something you started with, and maybe the people who subscribed to you before, who knew the Kamga before, and then now Kamga has introduced some other thing like the reaction video. You're now getting new people who love the reaction video. So maybe somebody who was subscribed because of who he saw then will be like, this is no longer interesting to me. And the person might want to push off. But then you're building those people who love to see what you're doing. I think on our part, we content creators, we just need to first of all find comfort in the things we do, and be ready to stay consistent with it. Because if you want to do things because of you or subscribers, you're not going to have I feel like you're not going to build a legacy or something that if you're not maybe there tomorrow, you want to be remembered for. So sometimes chasing the numbers too, and the numbers is really not the best thing.
You have a fair point. Yeah, you have a fair point. For me, the way I'm looking at it now is, as much as I like what I want to do, there are certain rules in like business that you cannot avoid. If you don't do what people want, nobody buys it. That you can make the best cake ever, and you like it, and it's on Instagram and it's on your page, and your family likes it. But if people don't want to buy it, it's not going to work, right?
Yeah,
So
but then also you can't serve everybody.
I agree.
Everybody cannot be your market. So if let's assume that now you have a market for reaction videos,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then you have a market for books, and maybe you have a market for vlogs, and you have other stuff. There is no way you can serve all this market. You just need to look which market can you be a better supplier, which demands can you meet really 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 well, because you can't chase all of this. So
Yeah.
if you can really meet the demand of the reaction videos and the book reviews, then I would prefer you do your best to increase your production in this level and forget about the one with the lesser demands,
Yeah.
because at the end of it is what you're producing. All of them are your products, but somehow one has to fall off your production list.
See, it's funny how this thing has happened, because for me, I did the reaction videos as a way to experiment, and so far it's working. And to be honest, I enjoyed the part of it. I enjoyed the my personality that comes out when I'm doing reaction videos. But like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it's not what I really want. Like, it's not where my strength is. Reaction videos are not my
Mm.
strength. My strength is at taking time and making edited videos and writing really, edited things. And so for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give people what you want and also make what I want and then see what happens. Because I want to
Yeah,
be able to provide both of them and then see if I can handle it. If I cannot handle it, I'll have to just choose. Like, maybe I have to start a different
yeah,
channel. Maybe I'll have to just, write my books. And when I talk about book reviews, I'll do the writing instead and then leave out, that for the channel. So that's the whole point about this whole thing. You try things out, you experiment things, and then
yeah,
you see what happens. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. But you're
Hey,
doing great. You're
thank
doing
you.
great.
Yeah, Leah said hello, by the way. I did not even see the
Hi,
comment.
hi, Betty.
Yeah.
Hi.
And Liz says
Okay.
she could not find it on Netflix as well. Yeah, I'll need to reach
I
out to
need
these
to
people.
ask Emma where he saw it, because I saw little clips from his WhatsApp status.
Yeah, I'll need to watch. I mean, today's the 26th. I've been waiting for this movie all week.
Or
Come
maybe
on.
they took it out. We don't know.
No, it's surely there, but maybe it's not available to American audiences yet, because I haven't tried to use my VPN to go to South Africa, thinking that since it's Africa, it'll be the same. But no, it did not work
Mhm.
out. Yeah. Oh, Liz says on her Netflix will be available on 4th of April.
On the 4th. Okay, then maybe I need to check mine too.
Yeah.
Maybe that release date was for Mama Africa,
Yeah.
not us.
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
Okay.
All
Was
right.
nice hanging now. I need to go prep for these ninjas here.
Look at the
Get them
ninjas.
something to eat.
All right.
They're ninjas.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye. Thanks for hanging out.
They're
Bye.
saying bye.
Bye. Hey, Liz. Liz just hopped in. Hey, Liz. What's
Hello,
up?
I'm fine.
Finally seeing you in real time. I've watched your videos. I've seen some of your content, and now we're having a conversation. See, I love the internet.
Yes.
What are you up to?
Oh, I'm actually cooking
Okay. What are you cooking?
stew, tomato sauce with rice.
Man, I miss my mom's tomato sauce with rice. Like, sauce tomat life. That's Christmas meals. I can't still remember when I was. Did you grow up in Cameroon or you were born and raised in France?
When I'm red Cameroon,
Okay. And how long have you been there?
this is my third year.
How is it? Do you like it?
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's not
Okay.
bad.
And
Apart from
yeah.
the language barrier, but it's okay.
Oh, I would have.
Mhm.
Wait. So, I mean, for me personally, I find it since I'm in the US and I work with customer service, I serve Canadian customers and I have to speak French. So the less I use my French, the more it dies. So if I don't practice French on a regular basis, I don't. Sometimes I take the phone and I have to think in English and then translate to French, which I don't know makes it very
Mhm.
difficult for me. But yeah. So what do you? I mean, I hope I'm not asking too many questions. I just tend to ask like 1,000 questions. So feel free to be like, Kamga, stop it. This is not. I don't want my life on the internet.
It's okay.
What do you do?
For now, I do nothing. Stay at home more.
That is a lot. First, like I don't think it's nothing. I think being a parent is very difficult. I know, for example, I will probably suck at it. So I don't think it's nothing. Like you have another human being who needs you or they will die. Basically, I think that is a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. And what are you looking forward to then? I know you said that your channel and you have been working with you've been trying to create videos. Like, do you have any, I don't want to say like plans, like what's your goal with like YouTube and stuff?
I have a lot of goals.
I
Like I
am,
have
yeah.
actually the way I see my channel, the aim of that channel,
Yeah.
it was not even to be like a vlogging channel. I wanted to do more of sit down videos, like to encourage people through those videos. But so when I started and people were like they needed vlogs, and so I started putting in vlogs. So right now I'm no longer going to do food recipes because I've seen that it doesn't get me the views that I want. At least my sit down videos, they are somehow I get views from there, but the sit down videos I don't the food recipes I don't get views. So I'm not longer going to be doing food recipes. I'm
Yeah.
just going to do my sit down videos for now, and maybe when I have the opportunity to travel around, I'm going to do travel vlogs. Just so
Okay. I tried doing a vlog once and I discovered how hard it is to do vlogs. I don't know if you know Mutombo. She does like vlogs
I
and yeah,
yes, I know
she's
her.
she's she's really good.
And I was curious to ask you one day to do
Yeah.
a vlog for us. Let's see a day in your life. How
I
what Kamga does in a day, because I feel like you do a lot of things, and with the way you speak, it seems like you invest in doing a lot of things. So sometimes I'm like, "Oh, how is the day in your life going to look
That
like?"
should be a fun video to make. Actually, let me respond to the comment section and come back to your question. I don't want to leave anybody ignored here. Abba, thank you so much. Hey, guys are jumping in the stream. Technically, the stream has ended, so after our conversations, we'll probably just be like bye and then leave people. So yeah, the fighting is so goodbye. Okay, the kids from Doris's kids were saying goodbye, and we had it's not available here. Yeah, Leah, the movie is not available. Like Liz, you said it was available on April 4th, right? On your for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
mine is showing on the 4th of April.
Okay.
Yeah, wait.
Look at that. For me, I always think like the babies are the kings and the queens. Like whenever I've had to talk with somebody on video and there's a child, I know that I need to give the respect to the child first because they decide how things go. So feel free, like just don't even feel. How can I put it there? I totally understand. Let me put it this way. I totally understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Doris says she's in Belgium, so you guys can be friends.
Yes, I watch Doris. I watch her videos on YouTube. I've been watching her for a long time.
Yeah.
My life has people, right?
Yes. Yeah. Abba says, just came to like the video and grow. Well, thank you. I appreciate the like. It goes a long way to help the channel grow. Yeah. Abba said, I thought as much. Vlogs look like plenty work. See, I did one vlog. I called it vlog 001. And I was so ambitious. I was like, oh, I'm going to do vlog 002, vlog 003, up to vlog 00100. I did one and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this
Actually,
anymore.
I like the vlogs because I think I enjoy editing, but it's a lot of work though.
With the goals that I have for YouTube, right now, I cannot afford to edit the way that I want to edit. Like, this is the sad part about YouTube people don't get. YouTube takes time and energy and money and work and skills, and you have to learn how to do all these things. So I try to find the least effortful way to get things done. But that's sometimes just cutting corners. It's not fair. It's not right. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to build an actual business that can allow me to potentially not have to do my day job in the long future and then do more videos. So I started my Patreon with that goal in mind, to actually have people support me so I can just do video, because I would love to do videos all day, honestly. I would love to do videos every single day, write articles, do poetry books, just talk with people like this and help them, with their creative journeys. But if wishes were horses, then I'll have a stable of I don't know, many horses, but it is what it is. So yeah, I've been thinking of doing a day in my life, but then because I have one camera, I'm like, I have to do like 10 shots and I have to script it out and I have to edit it. So I'll just say, you know what?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Anybody who does vlogs, I commend them. It takes effort, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. I can see how, yeah, it's definitely worth it. So, yep. Do you have any other question for me? Anything you want to talk about apart from the request of the video? Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you, like, how do you get Okay. How did you develop the interest of reading books?
I had no choice. I didn't have friends.
Okay.
That was supposed to be funny, but it's not. I, but let me think about it a little bit, because I don't. It's not my parents. Is not exactly like my dad is an intellectual, but he's not a reader. My mom too has, yeah, she's done a lot of study, but she's not exactly the kind of person that you'll find reading, newspapers, all that stuff. So I do not have parents who read a lot. But I think the one thing that they did for me is that it did not stop me from reading. Because I still remember one of the first storybooks that I read was this colored books. I'm sure my parents had something to do with this. They bought me this. There was this big storybook that I had as a child, probably before I was even 10 years old. I've forgotten the title of those books, but I remember two stories. There was one about a soldier, a half-legged soldier, and a princess and a ballerina. It was this book where I think there was a fire, it was burning, and then the toys came to life. So this half-legged soldier tried to save the ballerina. And then there was another book about this samurai who was trying to kill a dragon. So that's like all I remember of those particular stories. But I remember reading those books and being so fascinated by them. And I don't know, between that time and I don't know, when I was 13, I don't remember much of my childhood, but I fell in love with the idea of storytelling, and I started engaging in books, reading. And in Form 3, I read this book called Great People of Our Time, where the people like Mother Teresa, Pablo Picasso, like there were all this group of great people who did things, and I started falling in love with that. And I think it really got solidified for me in Form 4 when I met my literature teacher, Mr. Chia Eugene from St. Bede's College. And Mr. Chia gave me the kind of confidence, because I was having good grades and I was really enjoying the whole literature thing. And I started loving this whole idea of stories. And I guess I found out that the more you read, the more you know how to tell stories. And it was just fun for me. Like some people like math and they enjoy solving and having formulas. I enjoy stories. Like I can watch a movie and rewind and be like, did you hear that? Did you hear that line? Could you see? So I get excited by stories. And so for me, I think I was exposed to stories early enough. And I was lucky to find people along my journey who encouraged me, or at least did not discourage me from enjoying stories. And then now I got to a point now where I realized that when I ask questions and people don't have the answers, I will always have an answer in the book. So I can always just buy a book and read it. And I think books are a cheap version of therapy. I cannot afford therapy sometimes, so I just read books.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a long story to be like, I guess I was exposed to it. I found that I liked it, and I just haven't stopped ever since. And I think it's a segue of you start reading a lot, and then you want to start writing too. It's like a natural progression of read, and you start, oh, let me write my own stories and see how it goes. So yeah.
All right. Thanks.
I don't know if that answers the question.
It does.
Okay. Well, I'm
Then,
glad. Yeah.
If you were to, let me say, to advise somebody who is struggling with reading, always trying to cultivate the habit of reading books, what are you going to tell the person? Read a page a day.
That's a very important question, because not even just about like books, like any habit that is a good habit that you want to practice, it's like I'm already thinking of 10,000 books to recommend. Like, go and read this book, but then you're just saying that you cannot read the book. So, I mean, if you have to advise somebody who cannot read, who is not able to read, like you tell them to go and read a book to be able to read, like what? No, I think I listened to Naval. Naval said something very interesting about reading, because you probably don't know who he is, and it's totally fine. Naval Ravikant, he's an investor, like I'll say modern day philosopher. He does a lot of interesting interviews, and something that Naval said about reading was that there are too many books. I don't know if it was Naval who said it, was just my collective memory of this whole idea of reading. People read books because people recommend the books. You shouldn't read a book because it was recommended. Read a book because you have a problem that you want to solve. So you should only read the books that you are interested in. In the beginning, read every and anything. Like, there's no crappy book, whether it's romance novels, whether it's boring comics, whether it's anime, manga. Like, read anything, because the more you read, the more you build your good book detector. Let me put it that way, where you can pick a book and be like, okay, this is a good book, or this is not a good book. There are too many books in the world, and I think the problem that happens with people who try to pick up the habit of reading is that we're trying to read books that are not for us, books that will not help us, books that are boring. And because somebody said, hey, you should read Tom Sawyer, it's a great book, and you're forcing yourself to read Tom Sawyer, and you're like, I don't like this book. So it becomes a chore. It becomes work. And with books, you don't want that to happen. So if somebody's struggling to read books, I would say find a book that answers a problem, a question that you have, and just read those kinds of books until you build a habit, and then you'll be able to now pick any book and decide if you want to read or not. So if you have a problem with like motivation, or let me say productivity or creativity, I'll say read The War of Art, because that will give you direct answers. I think when you read books that have a direct impact in your life, it changes your perceptions of books. You don't longer feel like it's work. It's more like it's a tool, because reading, there are too many books, Liz. There are too many books to waste your time reading boring books. Don't ever read a book because somebody said it was a good book. So yeah, that's my long-winded answer to say, if you want to read, only read the books that you like until you build a reading habit, and then you can read other books that you may not like. And maybe start with the fundamentals. Start with like those old books. If you're interested in economics, read like the origin of no, you need biology, read The Origin of Species. You're interested in economics, read like the Something of Nations. What's that book by Adam Smith? Forgotten. An Inquiry into the Wealth of Nations. Yes, I think that's the one. So like if you want to, you build your foundation, and then you can now build upon that to know when, like, okay, this is a stupid book, I don't need to read this book, because there are many books that are very stupid books, I think. So yeah, that is my answer.
Okay. You answered it. I got the answer. Thank you.
You're welcome, Liz. I like questions like this because they get me to think about my own, how I pick books, because I buy more books than I read, and I always have many books. So if you want like some practical tips, I would say, always have a book around you. Make time to read, make like 5 minutes a day is more than enough to start. It's not even a page a day. Like just block a period where you can read. Always have a book around you, whether it's a hard copy, soft copy, whatever, so that you can always easily just, instead of picking up your phone, you pick up a book. So those are like techniques and practical tips. But the mindset really should be, read books that solve a problem that you have in that particular time, because then you'll be interested. You'll be like, okay, I want to get the answers to this thing that I deal with. Because when you go with a problem, you're much more likely to keep reading.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
That's what I think. Thanks again for the super chat. Like, I will never forget that. Let me just warn you. You think it was small? It was not. It was a lot. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
I think another thing I would love to see is you being interviewed by somebody.
Really? You can interview me. I don't mind. You want me? Do you want?
No, not me.
Why?
I mean, not today.
No, I mean today. I mean, if you want me to feature, I'd love to collaborate, like on your channel. I don't mind at all. Like, for me, this is quite going to go very dark. I think about death more than I should, because we are so excited about life, about all the things I want to build, about building YouTube channels and all these things, that we forget that one day all of this is going to end. one day is going to be over. And I think as human beings, we don't want to accept that this time is limited. And in a way, when you accept it, so for me, it's like I'm very interested in doing all the things. And the older I get, the more I want to fail by trying different things and seeing what happens. So, hey, if you want to interview me, I am more than happy and honored to do it, because I'm going to die one day. And so maybe one person will go to my video, oh, wow, this guy was interesting for like 5 minutes. So let's do it whenever you want. I don't mind. Or,
right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, me too. I think that's all. I don't have any other questions for now.
No problem. I see there's a party happening in the house. Was this like the party?
An old party. I don't know what it's still doing there.
Hey, it's party. Every day is a party. Every day that you wake up is a party. So please enjoy. Yeah. Liz, thank you so much for coming up. I know it was a weird request, like, hey, just jump here and talk with this guy that you've never talked to. So I appreciate it.
No, it's okay. I think it was fun, and I actually think it's better when you talk to somebody like that. It seems like you get to know the person better. And there are certain things that when you're typing, I actually wish that the live stream had a place for the voice. At times you want to send a question or respond to a question, and like, it's too long for you to be typing. You just want to do an.
I'm thinking maybe I should start separating. I'll divide the stream into, like, the first part is just me, and then the second part is like you hop in and we'll talk and things. And I'm thinking that something I might try to do for the next couple of sessions and see. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. I like experiments. So on my channel, one thing that I've seen, I think a friend pointed out too, is that I like to try things out, and then when I see that they work, I just stop doing them. Like reaction videos right now, they're working, and I'm seeing a future where I will stop doing them. People are like, why did you stop? It's working. I'm like, yeah, no, because I like to learn, and if I learn something and I see that it's working, I don't see the joy in that anymore. I don't know if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. Just to figure out. Maybe I have a problem. I should talk to my therapist about this. But yeah, when something works for me, it loses its luster. It loses that curiosity. Like I've done videos and edited videos that took a lot of work, and then when I look at them now, I'm like, if I can do it, I don't have to do it again. But then that's not entirely true, because the only way you get better is by practicing. And so I know that if I take too long before I edit another vlog, I'm going to lose my skills, and I don't want that to happen. So maybe I'll put up a vlog in April. Who knows? A day in the life of customer service agents who does YouTube.
I'm going to remind you.
I'll keep that in mind. It's a lot of work, so we'll see. We will see. Yeah, that is
I think I have
Let me
to
let you go.
now.
No problem. Thank you so much, Liz. All right, you too. Bye. Oh man. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the replay, if you're listening to this live, Liz and I just had a really cool conversation. I'm looking forward to more conversations. And yeah, I'm going to be ending the stream now. It's supposed to be 1 hour. We're going for 1 hour 48 minutes. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Doris, I appreciate you showing up and joining the stream. And you're going to take care of your ninjas. Yeah. Vlogs. Maybe actually now I've talked about this whole thing, I might actually start doing vlogs now, just to show how much I can work hard. I just like to exhibit my hard work. I'm petty like that. But yeah. Leah, thank you for your questions. Thank you for hopping in. I actually had to block someone here on the channel today. That was fun, I think. Was it? No, it wasn't fun. Liz hopped in on the stream. Kate too was here on the stream. And yeah, we're going to end the conversation tonight, or today, or to afternoon. What is it tonight? But not, okay, there's today, there's tonight. Is it to afternoon or day and night? To morning, to yesterday. Oh, yes, to, you know what? There's no point trying to invent words. It's the end of the stream. It's been fun hanging out with the community, just chatting. So, saying goodbye. Thank you for being here. It's been nice hanging out. I love the Friday streams because I get to connect with you and just find out what you're up to. It keeps me going because I get to see the people who are watching my videos, and it means a lot to me that you take the time out of your day to hang out with me. So thank you very much. You have a great day. I talked about War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, Managing Oneself by Peter F. Drucker. Had a lot of contributions from the comments, and I'm looking forward to leveraging this information to bring you better quality. So I know you probably joined the channel. If you joined the channel recently, you've seen my reaction videos. Those are not a staple of this channel. They're working so far now, and I'm really looking at how I can. My autofocus changed again. What is wrong with this camera? I need to fix that. Yes, I'm looking at making some improvements. Not even improvements. Going back to this type of video that I personally love making. So I might actually drop one of these days. Yeah, I might put one of those videos out. I'm personally excited about when I take the time to script a video. I make sure that even if it's just one person who watches that video, you can get my heart in that video. And so the feedback I've been getting and that experience I'm feeling, reaction videos are not cutting it so far. I like them. I enjoy my personality that comes out with reacting to things in real time. But my love is really storytelling, structured, edited, intentional videos. And so, yeah, I will see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. If you're watching on Facebook or on Twitter, I took this whole month to keep announcing that I'll be sharing. The stream will stop on Facebook and Twitter. The stream is mostly going to be on YouTube, actually, mainly on YouTube. And there's good stuff happening in April. I'm going back to writing my newsletter. There's a couple of things, some projects I'm working with some clients, and while still doing my day job and doing this YouTube channel. Very recently, I've been thinking about dreams. Like when you have a dream and you want to do something, and sometimes you think, people are not supporting you, people don't love you, they don't want you to succeed, and they don't want you to achieve your goals, right? And something that has been reverberating in my mind very recently is the fact that your dream is your dream. It's yours. And I'm saying this to you as much as I'm saying it to me. Because at times that I'm sitting here, I'm like, why are my family not supporting me? Why are my friends not supporting me? Why are they not giving me, why are they not being encouraging? They don't have to. It's not their duty to encourage you to pursue your dream. I mean, somebody else will tell you that if somebody loves you, it's their duty to encourage you. I don't think so. Somebody can love you and just be like, you know what? I'm going to give you the space to carry on with your dream. I'm going to give you the room to work on your dream. What I'm going to give you is space to do your thing. So expecting people to encourage you, expecting people to give you all these positive vibes just because you exist and because you have an idea, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair for you to think that because you exist and you have an idea, people should suddenly be with you and just, give you motivation. Nah. Dreams are only dreams. And if you want people to encourage and be with you, you have to make them happen. And which means that sometimes, actually most of the time, you have to work on your dream while nobody's watching. You have to wake up early. You have to sleep late. You have to do the work. Which means that you have to learn how to overcome resistance. Which means that you have to learn how to handle yourself. And so, as you start the week or this hour or this day, as you figure things out with where you want to head in your life, whether it's your relationship or your business or your family, just remember that your dream is yours. Nobody owes you support. Nobody owes you positive energy. Take yourself away from situations that are not helpful. But remember that if you're still in the early stages of your venture, nobody can see what you see in your mind, and it's up to you to take that energy that you have in you, that dream that God has put in you, and build something and then show the world. So use this moment that nobody believes in you as motivation. Use this moment that nobody has faith in you as a time to build, and share with the world. And when they see in real life what you saw from a long time ago, then they'll get it. So don't feel discouraged, my friend. Don't feel bad if they're not believing in you. Don't feel bad if they don't have faith in you. Don't feel bad if they think that you're dreaming too big, or you're just an idea person, or that you're too weak, or you're too stupid, or you're too lazy, or you procrastinate, or you're confused. Don't let it get to you. Just make it happen. Your dream is yours. That's my message for you today. All right. You take care. And I'll see you in the next video. It's been your friend Kamga from the internet. I think somebody else says that thing, so I'm not going to say it. It's just me, Kamga. I'm rooting for you. Like I wish somebody had told me these things a long time ago. So I'm making this video for, I guess, somebody else who's in a similar position where they're trying so hard to build and they feel like the world is not with them. Just build it. Your dream is yours. That's what you get, the opportunity to work on your dream. And yeah, just start.